Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Pisces for the month of September, including late August 2023. So Pisces, we are in the sign of Virgo, which is your polar opposite sign. Element is earth, and you are in your 7th house of relationships. So relationships indeed are going to be at the forefront of this next 4 weeks. So the energy around you is the 10 of Cups, the ultimate emotional happiness, Pisces. Is that you? So that can be read either way, for positive or negative, but that depends on you yourself and what's going on. But we'll find out. 10 of Cups is the ultimate. As we know, 10 is always the end of a cycle. So things probably looking pretty good for you if you're in a relationship, and if intimate relationship, whatever kind of relationships you choose to be in. Or on the other hand, it could be there's a facade about that 10 of Cups. So what other people perceive as a happy relationship might not be the same with you, but never mind. This is going to be sorted out in this next 4 weeks, one way or the other. 10 of Cups. So, where you are right now, Pisces. And we have the 8 of Cups. So there is a relationship here that you need to sort of back away from. You need to just give it some breathing space for this time, because it's become too much. It's too contained, so to speak, Pisces. It's like your water, so it's like a tank, a fish tank or an aquarium with poor fish or all sorts of fish swimming around in it, but they keep banging up against the containment of it. So it's time to sort of like be a fish out of water, really, and just hop out of it for a while, because it's sort of maybe the other person, you're just not gelling at the moment. We are in the sign of Virgo, which is it's your opposite sign, but it's a very earthed card, so it's very much about how things actually are, whether you like it or not, and it's a slow moving energy as well. So let's see what has influenced this 8 of Cups to be right here where you are right now. And this is the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, make or break. And funnily enough, today we're the 31st of August, so we've just had that big full moon in Pisces. So, you know, beginnings and endings with full moons. So destiny is definitely at the helm here, and that wheel has sort of turned and is going to be influencing this whole next 4 weeks of relationship. So whatever's going on for you, there is one particular close relationship that one needs to kind of weed out a little bit, give a bit of space to. So this Wheel of Fortune's a major card, so it's major work. So it's up to you to decide what that is, which particular relationship that is, and what you're going to do about it, because it's quite full on, especially at the time of the full moon that we're still in. Okay, let's look at the background. So what was going on in July, August? 7 of Swords. So a bit of deceit, maybe your own self-deceit. You're deceiving yourself about something, or maybe somebody else. Jealousy, deceit. So often with the 7 of Swords, we can look at our selves first and think, are you making this up in your own mind? Are you sort of overthinking and, oh, something's going on, oh, I'm not sure, maybe they're cheating, maybe there's jealousy going on, but that's sort of still sitting there. So you just kind of need to, that's why the 8 of Cups is there to say have a break from this, because with swords it's often just manufactured in the mind, so it may not be necessarily true. It may be just you sort of overthinking and just creating scenarios that probably aren't there. But we need to do the full reading, obviously, Pisces, to see what that is. But I always feel like you just turn it on yourself first and see if you're the one that's sort of deceiving yourself or not. Let's have a look at recent influences. And we have the Four of Cups, so there's definitely a bit of a sort of slump here after a high. The Four of Cups is sort of coming down to earth a bit with the thud. It's like you have everything, but you're still not satisfied with what you've got. Emotionally, there's something here of disappointment, of, oh, you know, it always comes to this. But it's almost like the, you know, it's the downer after the high, I suppose, if you like. Once the relationship gets into the day-to-day sort of progress of life, you know, we can often sort of lose that magic. But the Four of Cups is also here to remind you that you have everything you need. So what is it that you want more from? What is it? So just look at yourself and look at what's going on and just ask, why are you feeling like this with the Four of Cups? It's very transitional, so it doesn't last very long, but it's there as a sort of reminder to say, well, you know what, everything's pretty good, but you maybe are the one going into your head with this Seven. And the thing with Pisces are they're water people, so intuitive. So sometimes the air, the Swords cards, they compete a bit, and it's just like, it's not what you do. You don't use your head, you use your feeling for and your intuition for what's going on, Pisces. So just remember that. Whilst we're at it, let's have a look at the lesson you'll be learning. And we have the Sun. So the Sun comes in, it's the big illuminator. It shows everything up, cracks and all. Everything is visible when the Sun's around. It's sort of also a healing card as well. It's very much a card of, it's a yes answer card for you in a reading, a quick reading of yes, no. If the Sun comes up, it's a definite yes. So just, you know, because you are in the 7th house of relationships, you need to sort of, everything is really illuminated. So you need to take care and have a look at both sides, your side and the other person's side, and your expectation and their expectation, because the Sun is going to really illuminate and spotlight on that. So there's nowhere to hide with the Sun, Pisces. Getting into the near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So very loyal energy, very earthy energy. It's a Virgo card, this one. Your opposite, it's Virgo, very grounded, very slow moving, very sort of practical energy, but very slow moving, but very loyal as well. So you can be sure that things might go slowly. So if this is your other half, for example, or the person, the main relationship in your life, they're sort of a bit more immature than you. But the highlighting point of the Knight of Pentacles is that he's very loyal, and he does not, his loyalty doesn't come into question like the other knights often can be impulsive and immature in that way. This one knows what he wants and he goes after it, but very slowly. So he mightn't have an open hand for you, but he is loyal. And that comes in as we move into September proper. Okay, so what's happening that you're not realising, and often the key to the whole reading, this one, because you're not realising it at all, Pisces. And the Eight of Swords. So are you giving your personal power away? Here we go again with these swords. You know, stop saying yes when you mean no. Like, stand up for yourself sometimes. In all your relationships, don't just go yeah, and agree, because even, it's particularly with soulmates, it's never a good idea, because then it's almost like you're ignoring the obvious, and then you get cranky at yourself because you've said yes and you should have said no. So just sort of highlight on that too a bit, Pisces, this month, and just remember, you know, don't give that power away. Keep it for yourself. It's really important. Let's see how others see you. The Devil. Stuck. A bit stuck, but the Devil is very much that human flaw. We all have flaws, whether it's, we've all got sort of addictions of some shape or form or another, whether it's gambling, food, drugs, alcohol, just work even. Very much Capricorn sign here. This is the sign for Capricorn. So it's a big card, so it's big work. So it's like, you know, balance out your life a bit more. People see you as just going after one thing and going at it. Like, you know, to the expense of everything else in your life. So you need to sort of balance up a bit more. Sorry, and not be so sort of focused on that one. What is that one thing? Is it work? What is it? You need to sort of, you know, spread things out a bit more and balance, because people close to you do sort of see this sort of propensity to, oh, you know, I've got to do that. This is the most important thing in my life. But then other people or other things miss out. Other people in your life too miss out. So be careful with the devil when the devil's around, but he's just around to remind you that sometimes we as humans, we just go over the top a bit, and we need to rein it in a bit more. So that's a good card, even though it looks like a murky card. Pisces, it's a very good card to remind us of, you know, just keep everything even. Positive feelings. Page of Swords coming in. So somebody is indeed, this is the little spy card. This is up in the air card. It's somebody of an air. It's very much, you've got a lot of air in your reading for this month, Pisces, which, as I said before, doesn't suit. So this is somebody that's kind of, it's either one of your children, or somebody that's kind of up in the air where they are. They're not grounded. And because we're in the sign of Virgo, which is Earth, this will become very apparent. But also it can be someone looking at you online, social media, spying on you, this kind of thing, or that feeling you get that there's somebody sort of maybe trying to undermine you. But just remember, it's just a page energy, so it's a very sort of young, very immature energy, so you can come over the top of that, and you know that. So that's a positive, and that's your positive feeling. So finally we'll come to the outcome, and we have the Emperor, so very much the controlling masculine energy of the Emperor. He does really well in life, but like a lot of power broker people, he is the ultimate power broker, can have the attributes of controlling energy as well. This very, very masculine, so just be aware this comes in towards before we cross over into Libra. So 19th of September. So just watch this Emperor. He can be a bit of a, yeah, just controlling, but it's that really masculine kind of thing where he can really reduce your energy down and make you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, and make you sort of doubt your personal power as well as your mind, take you away from where you actually come from, which is intuition, as I've said. So just watch that at the end, Pisces, and I think it's a really good reading. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major cards, so, and it is destined, very destined, so you've got to sort of get your way through this, and I'm sure you will. So let's now have a look at, we'll put a clarifier on that Emperor with the Avalon, Wisdom of Avalon cards, and just see what's lurking beneath that, just to give you a bit of insight into that Emperor. Okay, there we go, and I'll get the book. So underneath, so the clarifying of the Emperor is the King. Oh God, same but different. So the King is man, authority, male, sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. Number 3. So there you go. The King appears to represent the powers of justice, authority, the law, and male sexual energy. When the King appears on your path, it's time to put your house in order, complete any unresolved legal issues, and deals with and deal with issues related to fairness. The king always lets you know that something significant is yours to experience and learn from. The king requires you to take inventory of anything left undone and do it. Pay bills, settle arguments, make amends, and act with authority, as all these actions abolish weakness and restore power. You're also reminded that the king is regarded in the highest esteem, and with his natural authority, he acts with intelligence and strategy. Think and analyse, and the king will bestow great gifts on you. There is another meaning when the king appears on your path. If you're inquiring about a man and your relationship to him, the king stands to represent him, which will bode well or not so well depending on which other cards flank him. Pay attention, for this king reminds you to take affirmative action in your life. Say no more. With that, thank you very much for listening, Pisces, and just go forth and conquer. Thank you.